G'day guys, I'm Adam from the Wangaratta Vet Clinic. I love running, and as a vet I often get asked questions about what's safe and what's healthy for your pets when it comes to exercising. So I just put something together, a little bit of information that might be useful, whether you're a seasoned runner or whether you're just starting out. So I guess to start off with, we want to make sure our pet's healthy. So there's, I guess, two categories. We've got our younger pets, which are growing. They're probably ones, their growth plates don't close until they're about 18 to 24 months old. So prolonged high impact or high intensity running is probably not the way to go for them. Just a gentle stroll or something like that, or even just nice long walks are pretty good. If your dog's older, you've got to consider a couple of things. I guess there are a lot of obese dogs out there like us, and they need the exercise, but we've just got to consider their body condition. We've got to consider what their joint health is like, making sure they've got healthy hearts and healthy lungs. So they're the sort of things, I guess, that as vets we check out every time we assess a dog. But in particular, if you're wanting to start out running with your dog, that's something that's not a bad idea to get checked. And as the same as us, every dog is different. So if there's anything you're ever worried about, you can always give us a call. I think one of the most important things that you need to do is have some training in place. So it's best to run with a dog that knows a few simple commands. My first dog, and certainly the best dog that I ever run with, his name was Vossi. But for me, he had 4 simple commands that he understood. So the first one, I guess, was here to me, and that'll make him come. Then we had stay, sit, and the okay go, which is where I wanted to just go, okay, go for it. And he'd know that he was released, he could do what he wanted. They were pretty easy to teach, and it was good because most of the time where I was running, we ran off leash, but there were sometimes cars, there were sometimes other dogs, there were sometimes other people, and so particularly the stay was really good, because if I yelled out stay, he would just stop where he was and just wait for me to release him. Certainly, I guess, with cars and that sort of thing, it made things very safe. Now, he was a pretty good dog, but what I would suggest to anyone is if you're running in a public place, it's nice and polite if you're running with your dog on a lead. Your dog might be the perfect dog, but for other people, they might not know that dog, and their dog might not know your dog. And I guess it's something that you don't want them to have to worry about your dog running up to them and them wondering about, is my dog going to get attacked, or is this dog going to have a go at me? So having a lead is I think, just courteous and polite. So it's something that I think we really should do when we're running with our pets. You don't have to have them on the lead all the time, but just having it there and knowing that you can use it is really, really useful. When we're talking about, I guess, leads and the equipment that you might need, I guess light stuff, the same as what we like light shoes and light clothes and those type of things. It's really important that your dog's not burdened down. I don't really like the metal choker collars and those sort of things. I think there are better ways to do stuff with your dog, but I think having a nice light lead, preferably one if you're running sort of in the dark and that sort of thing. Here comes one here. With reflective collars is good, and a reflective lead, but generally a collar or a harness or something like that with a nice lead is good. The gentle leader harnesses that go around the face, they work very well, especially if your dog's a bit of a puller, which we know a lot of our dogs get excited and can do. The lead itself, don't use one of those retractable leads if you can avoid it. What they allow the dog to do is get momentum, essentially, and if you're running this way and they're running that way, they get a bit of momentum up, and then that hits, it's potentially going to pull you off balance, and is not going to make your running really enjoyable. So I use a small, maybe 1.5 metre long lead, a fixed length one that's nice and light. And generally, if you teach your dog to run beside you, you can be running, the dog will run beside you, and you generally don't have any pull on that lead at all. Collars, they should be well fitted, so you don't want them to be tight. Obviously, none of us want to run with something tight restricting around our neck. But we want them to be loose enough, but not too loose that they're going to slip over your dog's head, just in case your dog gets frightened or scared or decides to pull back when you're running. We want that to stay on. So my rule of thumb is being able to slip 2 fingers underneath the collar pretty comfortably. That generally works pretty well. Doesn't restrict the breathing, and it certainly reduces the chances of them having any chafing or anything like that. Now, we all know chafing is no good when we're running. You certainly don't want that around your neck there. So One of the other things I'm going to talk about in our next little segment is just how to make that run pet friendly and how you should run with your dog. So that's going to be the next instalment for me of exercising with your pets. If anyone has any questions or comments, feel free to send them on to me, and hopefully you get better days than today. It's pretty shitty out here. There's a fair bit of rain, so there'll be no running from me today. Cheers guys, take care.